1, 2, 3. Well, we're on camera. Got to take our picture. Welcome to Security Guy Radio at Black Hat 2017 Las Vegas. What's your name, sir?
Joe Alapat.
What's the name of your company?
Liongard.
Liongard.com is the website.
That's correct.
And what do you guys do?
We simplify the management and protection of modern IT, which really the world of IT has changed in the last 15 years from being classic on-premise data centers to completely distributed SaaS, cloud, and on-premise infrastructure, and that's what we focus on.
So let's simplify that for everybody at home.
Simplify? Okay,
yes,
let's do it.
It kind of means, all the data that you're putting out into the cloud, those Google Drives, then you're having outsourced IT. Is that kind of where, when you mean distributed and the changing of the landscape?
We're talking about Amazon's cloud, Microsoft's cloud, Office 365, as well as all of the traditional IT infrastructure that's still there. We've just spread all of this data everywhere, and we've also spread the risk.
What's the challenge with that?
There's really no one place to manage all of this infrastructure. And so most IT departments and security departments are trying to manage this with a set of 10, 15, 20 different tools.
Yeah,
and there's no way to simplify it.
Yeah, that is the challenge. I mean, these are all great products we're seeing, and I'm going to interview 100 of them. So are you, hopefully.
Yes.
And but that's too many to manage. If you have 20 different software solutions on your network, how do you keep track of them all? And this is what you're telling me Liongard does.
Yep. Our job is to basically do the equivalent of an MRI scan on a constant basis of every one of these technologies and bring it back to one place, and then visualize it, make it simple, and then make it easy to manage across all of that infrastructure.
I love this guy. I love this.
Well, you should, because he's from Houston and he's part of our tech startup world.
The Texans and the Canadians. They have the two best solutions. I'm not kidding. It's true.
Yes.
It is true. Excellent. Now, are you one of the founders?
Yeah, I'm one of the co-founders, and Vincent Tran is the other founder.
So, how long have you been in business?
2.5 years in the making. We just released version 1 this month.
Huge milestone, FYI, huge.
So tell me how you come up with this kind of solution. What's the Nexus? What made you say, light bulb, I got to do this?
Well, the Nexus was this shiny head right here. I lost a lot of hair managing IT infrastructure for literally hundreds of clients because we ran an IT service provider. And the challenges that we faced in the last 15 years where the landscape completely changed, we really didn't have the tools to manage all of this stuff. And after we had an acquirer come and buy our company, we decided to go and solve that problem. And how are we going to simplify that process? And that's what we spent the last 2.5 years doing, building this software.
So I'm picturing I'm probably wrong, but I'm picturing some kind of a graphic user interface that connects all these software platforms, and you have a little meter that says it's good, it's bad. How's it work? That's too simplified.
Well, you got the connection part right.
You did, and we call those inspectors.
Okay.
The inspectors are constantly doing that MRI scan of the target system, and there's an inspector per every system.
Okay.
But what the user does is they log into a secure web interface, and it's a one unified dashboard that looks across could be hundreds of environments, and within those environments could be hundreds of technologies. And that's what they're looking at. And what they do is they drill down on a system. They're able to immediately see a ton of valuable information without having to remote into anything, without having to get to any level of detail. They bring it back to one place. And then from there, what we do is we actually generate automated prescribed actions out of that. Because when we're pulling this data, guess what? There's best practices recommendations from Amazon, from Microsoft, from best practices, future state compliance requirements that we're going to bubble up on an automated basis. And what happens then is that the user can then actually act on those things rather than wasting time trying to gather information and get to those conclusions.
So before they had Liongard, what did somebody do? Did they sit down at a computer and look at 11 different softwares and go, I got to look at this, I got to look at this? I mean, it seems unmanageable to me.
It completely, and I actually have personally done more IT assessments than I care to mention.
Yeah.
And it involved doing a ton of different tools, using them, usually a day, multi-day, could be week analysis.
I would guess.
And that's the assessment.
Yeah.
And then it takes another couple of days to really put all that data together into what we identified as a roadmap. And that roadmap is basically what you need to do to improve your security posture.
Now, can you do analytics of analytics?
Yes.
In other words, you're analyzing the 7 different softwares you're analyzing, and you're bubbling up their data, which might be missed because if you can't look at all 7 of them simultaneously, which you can do now. Does that make sense?
Chuck, you're right on. We call that the unification
Look at all these words
of all this data.
Wow.
We need to get him as a salesman. So it's a unified data model. So we bring all of that back to one place in a very consistent way. So a firewall is a firewall is a firewall. It doesn't matter if you're looking at AWS, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, Cisco, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And so you're able to then run queries against them, report on them, do analytics across the analytics that they're providing. And so the end result is the CIO, the CISO, down to the IT director, to the operator, has this very, very simplified dashboard to act on.
So who's your perfect client, and can anybody use this product, whether you're a large enterprise?
I wanted to ask that. Well, you know what I wanted to ask is if my desktop guy that cannot fix my computer, which I can always fix it more than they can they use it, or does this have to be at a higher level for usage?
So this is meant to work. Our sweet spot is where it gets more and more complex, right? The value proposition is higher as you manage more environments and more systems. So we've chosen to target IT service providers. These are the consulting and professional services firms that are sometimes regional in nature, or sometimes managed hosting vendors, or large-scale consulting shops that manage across hundreds of environments.
Okay.
And so they manage the security and infrastructure for their clients. And so for them, it's the most complex. And so that's our start market. We're gonna start there. We're gonna really test ourselves in the boiler room, as we like to say, and push ourselves to the limit. From there, we're gonna see what other use cases there are. You know, are there other use cases to go after?
This is amazing. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Joe, what keeps you up at night? What do you worry about?
What keeps me up at night is that the defender really doesn't have the level of automation that an attacker does, and they need the tools, they need the technology the same way that the attacker does. And that's what we want to do, is position them in a higher degree of success, give them some ammo to work with.
I'm impressed.
Excellent stuff.
I feel safer than I did when I started the conversation.
Very
I always do.
innovative. Very
awesome.
innovative.
Liongard, Liongard.
That's correct.
Not GUARD, because those guys don't do anything, and I happen to know that. Joe, thanks for coming on the show. It's
Thank
been
you so much,
fascinating.
Chuck.
Security Guy
Thank you,
Radio.
Charisse.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
SecurityGuyTV.com at Black Hat 2017. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Excellent.
Did I do okay?
Yes, you did. We got the.
These bonehead questions
I
I
know,
come up with, like, oh yeah,
Come
that's
up
how it
with zingers.
I appreciate it, Chuck.
Excellent, man. Thank you.
That was awesome. That was simple and painless.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do now? You got the badge.
I did get the badge, so we're gonna. We do the recording. I chose not to do it just because I'm not gonna go all out on that. But